Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome to my newest Let's Play. Welcome to yet another game on the Game Boy Color. My channel is turning into a Game Boy Color Let's Play channel now. But anyway, we are going to play Game & Watch Gallery 2. After the first game, based on the old Game & Watch series from the 80s, one of Nintendo's earliest projects when it comes to entering the world of gaming. They had Game & Watch. And later in the 90s, Nintendo released a couple of Game Boy titles, which are actually based on these Game & Watch games. Pretty much a compilation title, you might say, and also introducing new modern variants in the form of Mario minigames, you might say, like you can see over here. Pretty similar to the first Game & Watch Gallery game, also already covered on this channel. But like I said back then as well, I own multiple of those titles, and the second game I actually also own. In fact, this was actually the first one I actually owned. It was not the first game that I played first, it was indeed this one. This one introduced me to this series to begin with. Game & Watch Gallery 2, releasing on the Game Boy Color. Of course, making use of new games that weren't in the first game. We can actually continue with the same trend, you might say, and even expand it a little bit, because there are more games to play in this game. And there's even new features to unlock. More features than the first game actually had. All in all, pretty interesting, because I think, in general, the games that are in this game are a little bit more interesting than the first game. Especially two of them. Both of them I will note the moment we get to play them. I'll talk more about ranking the games in this game later. Not per se necessary right now. But anyways, you can see on this demo screen, just like in the first game, all of the original Game & Watch games are also in here. So we can also see how everything got introduced. Of course, just like in the first game, I will be playing both versions. Let's get started. Let's go cover this option first. The gallery corner, this is called. There are 4 things to unlock here. The first one is already unlocked by default. The rest we're going to see later, the moment we progress through the game. This is the Noteboard. In the Noteboard we can actually find a couple of hints and other messages about the game. Before getting started we actually get 2 of them. And the store is actually the place where all of the messages get put the moment we are done seeing them. Like this one, interrupt save. Pause during the game and switch power off. Next time you play, you can continue your game. And the moment we've read that, it will go to the store. So we can read it again if we want. And the second message is basically an introduction message, you might say. Giving us an example, telling us about how we can press select in order to turn the background music off. But it's more meant to actually introduce us to this system. The moment we progress through the game, we'll be able to receive messages, and those can be read here. And also while progressing through the game, we'll be unlocking the other 3 options here as well in the gallery corner. For now, they are all empty, as you can see. We'll meet up with these the moment we complete more and more of the games in this game. And how do you complete the games in this game? Let's go play game and find out. There are 5 Game & Watch games present here in Game & Watch Gallery 2. Perhaps even more. But anyway, we have Parachute. We have Helmet. All classics, by the way. Especially this one, Chef. The always amazing Vermin. And even the Game & Watch variant of the old arcade classic Donkey Kong is present here. Once again, plenty of games to keep ourselves entertained with. All of the games obviously consist out of 2 versions. The modern Mario variant and the original Game & Watch variant. Works similar as in the first game. As you can see, we have modern and classic. Both of them come with an easy and a hard mode. So there's pretty much 4 modes to play whenever trying to clear all of these games. In the case of Parachute, the controls are the same, as you can see. We press either the D-pad or the A and B buttons in order to go left and right. But do keep in mind, the controls can actually change up the moment you switch between modern and classic, so I'll be taking a look at that the moment that happens. But we're obviously going to start the episode by completing Parachute on classic. Modern I will always do second. First we're going to look how this game looked originally. This is the original Parachute. People get thrown off a helicopter for some reason. They do drift down on their little parachutes. making them drop quite slowly. But we still need to catch them, because there's water beneath us. And the moment people fall in the water, they will get eaten by a shark. And we will actually lose a life. Similar to all of the games we've seen in Game & Watch Gallery 1. The moment we lose 3 lives, the game ends. And the shark even shows its face every once in a while. And the reason why I'm playing hard mode instead of easy mode on screen is in order to make sure these games actually go by a bit quicker. Just like in the first game, the difference between easy and hard is mostly noticeable in how quickly the game speeds up, you might say. The higher your score becomes, the faster everything becomes. And on hard difficulty, that moment actually comes a lot quicker. And usually in hard mode there's also more things to do. Like in this case, there's a maximum of 5 parachutes per time that can be on screen. On easy, that is only 4. So you can kind of imagine what the difference is going to be. Here's another gimmick that the game plays around with. As you can see, the rightmost parachute might actually get stuck in a tree for a moment. And therefore can be quite distracting. And also very confusing, of course. Always keep in mind on the one on the right. Eventually it's going to fall off the tree. And make sure you catch it. Just because he gets stuck in the tree is no reason not to catch it, of course. Okay, before things actually get too hectic and I need to focus too much in order to give commentary, allow me to address one other mechanic. Also returning from Game & Watch Gallery 1. Remember the scoring system there? How we were actually able to unlock stars in that game. And the more stars we got, the closer we got to completing the game. Unlocking stars, once again, returns in this game. There's a maximum of 5 stars you can actually earn per minigame. Per difficulty. And therefore saying 20 stars in total for every game. And in order to earn 1 star, we need to achieve 200 points per minigame. Similar to the first Game & Watch Gallery game. The moment we receive 1000 points for each game, then we will completely clear it, you might say. So unlike in the first game, where there was a maximum of 4 stars per game, and therefore pretty much clearing the game at 800 points, in this game that is actually 1000 points. Oh, oops. Failure count, 1. But this early on, it should not matter a whole lot. Just like in the first game, there's also a system where we can restore lives. I'm pretty sure that is at 200 points on Classic. And then 500 points. But there are, once again, thresholds we can actually reach where we can restore a life. So if you fail once before 200 points, you're usually not in trouble yet. But you do need to make sure you don't do it too often, of course. Otherwise, reaching those 1000 points is going to get really tricky. And speaking of which, that was a story I was trying to talk about. I'm not too sure if I'm actually going... Every time I'm going to try to tell the story, I'm going to fail, it looks like. But yeah, this does prove my point a little bit. I'm not too sure if I'm going to try to go for 1000 points on each of the games. In some of them, it's just way too difficult, I think. So what I'm going to try to do is similar to the first game. I'll try to get as many points as I can on the hard difficulty. And I will only try to actually get all of the stars on easy difficulty. Easy difficulty I will be playing on my own time. And only show off the end of it, I might think. I don't really feel like showing that off in its entirety as well. I will only show off the hard mode entirely in order to cover the games. And try to get a high score there. But trying to actually beat the games I'm only going to do on easy. And on hard, I'm not sure if I'm going to go for that yet. So this might not be a 100% let's play. I will try to get as far as I can. But I can already tell you, some of the minigames are on hard difficulty a little bit too much for me. That was correct. 200 points, you get a bonus. All of your missions get cleared. I believe it only happens once more on hard difficulty, only at 500 points. And after that you're on your own, you might say. But we'll see that the moment we actually reach that, if I'm able to reach that. Because everything will go faster and faster the further we get. After every 100 points things do slow down. momentarily, but will pick up again the moment we go over 50 points per 100 points. Making it quite difficult, to be honest. All of these minigames do start off easy, making you think, oh, this is quite doable, but trust me, the moment you reach 500-600 points, things will get really hectic. Oh, I'm surprised I actually still got that. But I definitely feel in this minigame, the modern variant, the Mario variant they actually made of this minigame, is a lot easier. This is an example of a game where Classic gives me more trouble, definitely. It's not always the case. In some of the games I think Classic is easier. But this is not one of them. Oh. Saw it coming, but was too late. That was miss number 3. But no game over, because I was able to reset my life count at 200 points. Yeah, so far I'm not really feeling like I'm going to reach 1000 points in this game. I'm more confident in Modern, to actually reach 1000 there on hard difficulty. There I can remember doing it more often. In this Classic mode I'm not too sure if I've ever been able to reach it. Now that I think about it, but oh. Yeah, especially if I start doing stuff like that. I definitely don't have to count on reaching it. In that case, let's go reset my goal. Not per se going for 1000 points, but try to go for 400 points. So I can at least get 2 stars out of this first game. I'll try to achieve 5 stars on easy mode here. Which I'll do, of course, after clearing all of the minigames. Just like in Game & Watch Gallery 1, I'm planning on just going over all of the games per episode, doing Classic first, and then the second half of the episode covering Modern. And once I'm done with all of the games, then I'll return to all of the games and try to clear them on easy in order to rack up the rest of the points, you might say. And see how many stars I can eventually get at the end of the project. Even though it might not be maximum, it will be fun to see how many I am able to get. This first one is already giving me trouble getting 2 stars, so let alone 5. Perhaps if I come back to this game later and just focus playing it on my own, not having to give commentary, I might have a little bit better concentration and therefore a bit of a higher shot of reaching 1000 points. Because don't forget, giving commentary does distract a lot. Especially when this game goes really fast, that can get pretty much impossible to do without full focus. If you know what I mean. As you can see, if you get closer to the next 100 points mark, things will get really fast and really crowded. And the moment we reach those 100 points, things slow down a bit again. That's pretty much how all of the Game & Watch Gallery games work. We saw that in Game & Watch Gallery 1 as well. And it's no different here. All of the Game & Watch games work like this. The game is set in stages, you might say. Every 100 points is a different stage. Even though it does increase in difficulty even after reaching those thresholds multiple times. For each of the 100 points marks you reach, the next one will speed up a lot faster. So don't expect the pace of the parachutes between 100 and 200 points to be the same as the ones between 800 and 900 points, for instance. There's definitely also a difference there. Oh, and there we go. Probably my fault, because I was trying to think of a new topic to talk about and, well, thinking too hard, I was not able to concentrate fully and I failed. First game over. And it looks like we have a secret for this game on the Noteboard. After reaching a certain amount of points, you will get a hint about the minigame. And that hint is basically meant in order to make it easier for yourself to reach a high score. In this case, a secret about Parachute Classic. Classic mode on hard. A chute can get caught by a tree. The time it stays hooked will change depending on your score. Okay, that's also good to know. We did already know about the parachute being able to get stuck on the tree. But apparently the higher your score is, that will change up how long it will actually be able to hang there. And that is something we could use to try to get a higher score next time. However, for me, next time is going to be a different game entirely. We're still going to be playing Parachute, but now we are going to play on Modern. And like I said, I think this is the easier one of the two. Most of all because of this game running a little bit more smoothly. This is no longer an old Game & Watch setting, and therefore with single frame screens. This one actually works a lot smoother, and therefore it's easier to notice where your parachutes are going to land. This time around it's not just per se a single dude falling out of a helicopter. This time around we have an airship. And that airship is actually throwing Toads, Yoshis and Donkey Kong Juniors. You can already notice Donkey Kong Jr. always falls towards the water fully and only at the last moment opens its chute. The Toads will always immediately open their chute, and the Yoshi will actually be randomized. Sometimes it will immediately open, like the one over there. But Yoshis also have the ability to fall fully before opening their chute. So the Yoshis are definitely the most tricky ones, you might say. Like this one. That's basically how this one works. There are also two gimmicks present here, as you can see. The one on the right is a cannon. That's basically the tree of this variant. Sometimes a Toad can actually drift towards the cannon and will get shot from it. The second gimmick is the Cheep Cheep over here. As you can see, it's not only there to try to eat the falling babies, you might say. It can actually also help you bounce them up again. The Cheep Cheep is basically a safeguard, you might say. If you're not able to rescue the babies in time, you can always decide to let one bounce on the Cheep Cheep, because that will not count as a failure. And therefore saying it's a little bit harder to actually fail this one, because there's basically at any given point in time only two spots in the water where our babies can fall into. The third one is occupied by the Cheep Cheep, and if one lands on that, it will not be a failure, at least not yet. For every 100 points you will actually receive a bonus. If you're able to get a star, it will get launched from the cannon, and the more stars you will get, the longer it will actually keep on going. So next time, once we reach 200 points, and are then able to get the star again, we will actually get more of them. And you might have noticed already, they are worth a lot more points than just catching a baby. So it can definitely help rack up your score. However, the second thing that can appear in these bonus rounds is actually a boo. And if you accidentally catch one of those, a boo will take over the cannon and will actually shoot things you don't want to catch, namely bob-bombs. And catching a bob-bomb will also count as a failure. So be careful. Okay, reach 150 points. I think I've also been able to cover everything mechanic-wise in the meantime. Now we can keep ourselves busy in trying to see how far we can get in this game. So I'm going to try to go for 1000 points here. This might take a while. I'm not too sure if there's a difference in clearing out a miss here in this modern variant. I do know in modern, in all of the games in this game by the way, there is a difference in how you earn lives in this game. In Classic you will always automatically reset your miss the moment you reach the 100 points threshold. In Modern it actually works a bit different if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure you receive a heart in order to clear out a miss. But I'm not too sure how it actually worked again in this game. Might be able to see it later on. So far I have not missed yet here, so we're not going to see it quite yet here. Yeah, now that I think about it, I think a heart gets shot out of the cannon if you have a miss. Once you reach 100 points. And only if you catch that heart, only then you will actually delete one of your misses. But let's go see if I'm actually able to do this game without getting a single miss. Oh. That failed quickly. Oh man, the moment I say I'm trying to go for no misses, I immediately start missing. And that's the curse of the Let's Play. Never say something you don't want to happen, because then it will always happen. But at least we have a miss now, so You might be able to see what happens once we reach 300, which is not a whole lot longer. Okay, 2 more. Here we go. Let's see what we get. Star. Oh, no, not fair! There was a toad all the way to the left. Well, at least I'm able to show off what happens if you catch a boo accidentally, as you can see. Like I said, he will shoot a bob-omb, and that's something we don't want to catch. And of course, eventually it will run out. It's not like it's going to keep on shooting. At the moment you do catch one, you get a miss. It will blow up your little boat. And that is something we obviously don't want. We want to catch babies. Not too sure how many of these babies are in that airship. Or better said, I'm not sure how they all fit in there. Same deal with the helicopter from the classic variant. How the hell did so many people fit in there? But hey, let's not question game logic. We're not here to question the game logic. We're here to get a high score. And it seems we were not able to get an extra life at 300 points, so... All these bounces. Yeah, this game is definitely way more fun. Oops, by the way. This game is definitely way more fun than the classic variant. But like I said, it's not always the case. Sometimes I think the classic variant actually works a bit better. It's not always true that because of it being older, it's therefore automatically a lesser game. There's actually 2 minigames in this game where I think the classic mode is better than the modern one. It's pretty obvious it does not apply to this first one, parachute. Here in the modern variant it definitely improved the game mechanics a lot. This one runs a lot smoother, but also mechanic-wise this one is a lot better. Okay, already gave me a good head start in the 400s, getting all of these stars. That definitely speeds things up a little bit. Not just in-game speeding up, but also speeding my score up. Let's see if we're able to get 600 at least. And hopefully we'll get the ability to reset our lives at 500. I am pretty sure 500 is the point where you reset your lives on Classic, but I'm not sure if it's also the same number of points on Modern. There's already a difference in how you reset your lives, but I'm also not too sure if the score where you actually get the ability to try to reset your lives is also the same. Okay, we get 500. Yeah, we get a heart. Indeed, it was still the same, the score. Just like with Classic, 500 points is the second time you get the chance to reset your lives. However, you do need to catch the heart first here on Modern. Unlike in Classic, where it happens automatically. Also putting us in the halfway point of completing the full game. Like I said, it's 1000 on each minigame and on each difficulty. And that never changes. No matter which game you're playing, no matter which variant you're playing, and no matter which difficulty you're playing. It's always 1000 points. Then you receive your final star. For a total of 5. Translating it to my current situation, we have 2 stars in this minigame, working on our 3rd one. Once we get 600, we have 3. Oh. Especially the Donkey Kong Juniors really start falling fast. They basically teleport towards the water now. 600, so we get another star. Thank you. Yeah, stars worth 5 points, as you can see. And the more of them we get, the longer it will actually continue. And there's even another one. So we're already halfway through when it comes to reaching the next threshold. Yeah, the stars are sacred in this game. Definitely don't want to miss out on those. Also one of the reasons why I feel reaching 1000 points in Modern is easier than in Classic. so far doing fine. Oh, come on! Not fair. Went to the left a bit too soon. However, we should be able to erase that quickly. Yeah, here's a heart. Unfortunately, therefore, not able to get a star. And therefore, get easy points early on in this next 100 series. 700 series. But at least we have some more breathing room now. Right. 750. 3/4 of the way done. However, the hardest part is yet to come. Yeah, I also never really addressed the fact that the airship that is actually throwing the babies is also teleporting around the screen. Not too sure why it's doing that, because in all honesty it doesn't really make a difference. It throws the babies to the left, middle or right anyway, so... Not really a reason for it to do that, but aesthetically it does look fun. At least up to a point where throwing babies out of an airship can look fun. Right, thank you for the star. Let's go rack up the score to 850. Yeah, here's another one. Also able to get that. Yeah, it's also obvious if you miss even one star, it will actually stop coming. It will only keep on appearing the moment you're able to keep on catching it. The moment you miss one, it will also immediately stop. So racking up your score that way only works if you're able to catch all of them. Unlike the bob-bombs that the Boo shoots. Those do keep on coming, even if you miss them. Get us close to 900, even though I did fail. Miss number 2, once again another DK Junior. Probably the easiest one to miss. Even though Yoshis can also be tricky, of course. Okay, last star coming up. Oh, no, not able to get it. Stupid Yoshi was too far to the left. I was forced to actually get the Boo. Let's make sure not to grab the bombs. Okay, he's still here. Oh! That was scary. I definitely don't want to fail this after getting 900 points. When you're really close. And speaking of really close, 950. 960. Man, all these Yoshis. 980. Oh, now it's all Donkey Kongs. Oh! Yeah, there we go. 1000 points. Man. Yeah, even though it's not per se that difficult, in the end it always gets scary. Definitely. Oh, it looks like we're starting to unlock something. What is it? A bonus apparently. But it's only for 1/3 of the way unlocked, it looks like. Wow, you did it! Gallery Corner will now have a new event. Let's go and open its panel right now. We unlock the music room. I'm pretty sure this one unlocks at 5 stars total. And we now have 7. 5 stars at Modern Heart on Parachute. And the same game on Classic Heart we have 2 for total 7. But after reaching 5 stars, the music room will actually unlock. But since this episode has been going on for quite a while, I think I will cover this in the next episode if you don't mind. But this was the first game of Game & Watch Gallery 2. Parachute has been covered. 7 stars I've been able to get. Next time we're going to continue with game number 2 in this game. Thank you for watching this classic game in a more modern coating. Next time we're going to continue with the next one. That will be tomorrow's episode. See you folks next time in Game & Watch Gallery 2, Part 2. Treecks out.